And we're recording. Okay. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know this video seems kind of just crap because my laptop's broken. It's throwing a blue screen of death right now, and I've been replacing drivers left and right the last few weeks. And it's kind of worked a little bit at a time, but right now I cannot render a video at all. So what I'm going to do is hopefully have the Nerd Squad, aka Michael, come and help me out on Friday to fix this. But until then, this is you guys' video for Thursday. So I'm joined here with one half of MG Productions, aka Cason. You guys who are not new to my channel, you've seen him for months now. And if you're new, this is one of my friends that I do videos with pretty much on a weekly basis, 1 or 2 videos a week. We usually have Michael sitting with us, but he was getting his car fixed because it was so cold yesterday, the day we're filming this, the day before the day we're filming this, it cracked his windshield. So he's been getting that dealt with, and he would have came over today probably if he could have. But anyway, this video is to explain how we met because we never actually explained it on camera. He just kind of poofed in out of nowhere, and he explained it a little bit on his channel. But we both met through school. We met through school. We both go to Georgia Highlands College right now. I'm not going to specify which campus because I don't want you guys coming witch hunting us. We met in a communications course we took together. And basically, the story goes is it was our first day of class, and I walked in, and at this time, I've got really bad social anxiety. I didn't have a single friend in college yet, so I walked in. I was completely clueless to what I was doing. I sit down, and our professor goes, "Hey, I want you guys to explain yourselves a little bit. Stand up, state your name, what you're majoring in, and what's one hobby you have." And I got up and I mentioned my name, and I'm a general studies major, which means I don't have a specific thing I'm focused on. I just kind of study everything. And I was like, I like going to car meets and filming them. And then minutes later, it goes down to Cason, and he says the following.
He was focused. My name is Cason Lesford. I'm in general studies as well. That's one thing, we were like general studies at the same time. But and then I said I said that I like cars too, and I was like, I enjoy looking at them, working on them, and stuff like that. And I looked over at him and I said, "Hey, hook me up. We gotta find car meets." And he actually pointed me out to the Boost Mafia meet, which I had been to before and didn't like very much, but it had changed since then. So he got me hooked up with that again. But it all started like afterwards. We hung out like literally the next
weekend.
The weekend, yeah, that weekend, because that was a Monday, right? We hung out that weekend.
That was a Monday.
And we were talking about collabing our YouTubes because we found out we both do YouTube, we both like cars, all that stuff. And we were trying to go to the Caffeine and Octane. I'd never heard of Caffeine and Octane, or I didn't know it was that close and that easy to go to. So he got me going, and yeah.
And it's funny because, like, usually with stuff like that, I'm very kind of quiet. I don't really like talking to people I don't know very much. But I was like, hey, this guy shares something in common with me. Why not? And I met up with him after class that day, and I was like, hey. And I talked to him about the whole Boosted Mafia thing and stuff, and he told me a story about what happened with him. We found out what we tried. Because I knew immediately, as soon as I saw his Infinity lanyard, I was like, he drives a G35. There's no denying it. A person his age probably can't afford a G37 unless you're lane. Unless you're get a little bit better off on money. But he was like, I was like, oh, you got an Infinity lanyard. You drive it, let me guess, you drive a G35. He goes, yeah. He saw my Ford lanyard and he thought I drove a Mustang. And that was one thing. He kind of gave me this kind of like, look when I said I drive an Explorer. And he's like,
I didn't know what it was at first. I wasn't too familiar with the sport track because, granted, I was still getting into cars at that time. Like, now I know a lot more than I did. Like, our first videos, I had no clue what I was talking about or what Graham was talking about. Now I know pretty much everything that we're talking about when it comes to cars. And there's still things I'm learning about. But yeah, when he said Ford Explorer Sport Track, I was literally like, huh? I was like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. And then he showed me pictures like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. And literally it was that following weekend we were like, hey, I was like, hey, have you ever been to Caffeine and Octane? And he goes, what's that? I've never heard of it. And I explained to him that it was like, it's a big thing that goes on in Atlanta the first Sunday of every month. I've done tons of videos there. It's a fun filming location and stuff like that. People like to do stupid stuff sometimes. And he was like, oh, I'm down. And so the morning of, it was the day that, I think it was my Caffeine and Octane Vlog 9. It was the 9th installment, and it was his first ever time going. We met up at the old food depot where the Boosted Mafia meet was held, and I was like, hey, this is my friend Michael, and this is where he met Michael. And I was like, he's gonna help us get there because he didn't even know where we were going. So I told him the address. He had it put in on his phone, and I was like, just in case you get lost, just follow us. And Michael drives a stealthed out Taurus, so he's kind of hard to see at night. But we made it there perfectly okay. And him and Michael were kind of like, Michael's very he's kind of skeptical with people he first meet. Like he was the same way with me when I met him years ago. But he didn't talk to him very much. Like he didn't talk to Cason very much at first. And then they found, I can't remember what it was that y'all found in common. And then
sex jokes.
I probably was
sex noises.
But they hit it off and became really good friends as well. And then we invited him to come with us because me and Michael, whenever me and him used to go, just me and him, we would go to Steak and Shake close by to our houses right after. We would go and eat and all that stuff. We were like, hey, why don't you come along with us? And he was like, sure. So we went, and he had just filmed Cafe and Not saying we had all finished filming, and we were just showing each other the videos we had filmed there and all that stuff and the cool different aspects we were doing. And basically we went back to my house, and we famously straight piped Michael's Taurus right afterward and said, burned the underside of his car.
No, I was going to say, though, I think that, the whole us going out to eat afterwards, because that was y'all's tradition, right?
Yeah.
That's basically, how I technically got initiated into our little crew,
Yeah.
Y'all did that, and then that basically meant,
solidified.
I'm a part of this crew now, because we're literally, all brothers now. We hang out left and right. Ever since then, we have just been, week after week, we have not gone a whole week without probably hanging out with each other at least once,
Yeah, and typically the tradition of hanging out with each other each week is upheld thanks to the Boosted Mafia meet. That's another thing I can thank that meet for, is just allow me to hang out with him and Michael on a weekly basis. Because when I was growing up, I don't think I've ever told anyone this story, but when I was in elementary school, I never had friends come over. I was literally on my own. I was by myself 9 times out of 10. I had one friend that hung out with me a couple times in the 5th grade, and then he moved to a completely different middle school, so I never saw him again. And I didn't really have friends hanging out with me because I guess since of who I am and all that stuff with my autism and stuff, that when I tried holding birthday parties, and I still did those in middle school, no one ever showed up except for the girlfriend I had at the time, believe it or not, which isn't really a girlfriend. Middle school relationships don't count.
Yeah. It's okay, at least you had one. I never had a girlfriend in middle school. This dude's a lady killer, you know that?
Bull crap.
You know what's weird?
Huh?
My name on Uber.
Uber.
Urban Dictionary actually stands for lady killer. It's the European version of lady killer. And yeah, you've probably been with more had more girlfriends than I have probably, but it was just sad but cool at the same time.
Bull crap. I'm no lady killer, trust me.
But I was gonna say, yeah, we're technically we've all become best friends.
Yeah, we've become really close
left and right because of just that one time in class we happened to
we happened to bond over that
first day too. I didn't talk to anybody else except for this kid.
Yeah.
Unless it was that first day that.
Victoria.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't bring her name up. He'll go into an hour-long rant. But
anyways, yeah, we literally if we had problems with our cars, him and Michael are the first people to show up.
I mean, and plus, one thing that I enjoy is helping him out because, it teaches me how to work on my own car. Because if you guys don't know, I suck at working on my own car. For example,
it's not easy. I can't do a single. I couldn't even do my exhaust by myself. I needed help.
I mean, that's understandable because it's a lot of pipe. Yeah. But for example, the headlight bulb install I did recently, as you all know, I managed to tear my paint apart a little bit on my bumper because I've got a weak clear coat, so it's literally my paint's about as fragile as a piece of paper. And when I work on my car with others, I seem to get stuff done better. For example, the cold air intake. I was trying to do that on my own as my first time doing something on my own, but I failed epically. And as you all remember, I had to call him to come help me because he had just assembled an intake.
That makes sense though. Yours is 5 pieces total.
Yeah.
And mine was just a pipe and the filter. And I still didn't know quite what I was doing.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with Lane teaching me how to do my valve covers or changing my alternator. Now I know how to at least have an idea, and that's why if you have someone with you to teach you,
it's always the best thing.
It tells you, it basically shows you what to do, and then you can use that to teach other people.
And I have my dad as well who teaches me sometimes, but a lot of the time he, especially during football season, he's very hard to get me to help with stuff. So usually if I have to work on something, I usually call him or Michael or the both of them to help me out with something. For example, when we did the tag lights, that was just coincidence that they just happened to be there, but I'm glad they helped because I have big fingers. I can't really.
Dude, yeah.
You remember that?
With how skinny my fingers are,
it was difficult.
I couldn't even fit my. How do they expect you to do that? Like,
I don't know.
I guess they expect you to have pliers though. Pliers.
Yeah, pliers
would have made a difference, but.
But that whole thing was a mess, and like I said in that video,
Still worked out in the end.
It's a very simple install, but since him and Michael had done it before, rather than teach me.
Make sure he ain't gonna electrocute himself.
Yeah, that would suck. But anyway, that was kind of the story how we met. We met through school and all that stuff, and we have probably one of the fastest growing car people friendships in the world. The closest video out, I have some stuff I wanted to announce, but involving both of us and one of our other friends, Hayden. He's got a Genesis 3.8. And it's a manual. And the reason I bring the part of it being a manual up is he is going to be doing a collab video with both of us. Not really a collab video since he doesn't have a YouTube himself, but just a video working with us and teaching us both how to drive stick. Now, it'll probably be filmed at different times. For example, his video may go up before mine. Mine go up mine may go up before his. Mine may go up before his may go up before mine, but we are both learning how to drive stick in this Genesis.
We're getting there. We may be official car guys.
Yeah, according to society, we're not real car guys because neither of us can drive stick. But we're working on it. We're gonna get our way there.
All right, we have an idea of how to drive.
With his game.
With the
logic.
stick,
the G920 has been a helper. The one time I'll say that.
But we just haven't been able to apply it yet. So
yeah,
this will be our chance to finally make sure we're okay with driving stick, and that will lead to future cars because we got future.
We've both got huge cars planned in the future.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next point. So speaking of the future, in case you didn't know, like I said, we go to school together right now, and we plan to kind of keep it that way. And for his senior year in college, my junior year in college, we're both going to be transferring to the University of West Georgia. And with that meaning, where we live right now in a suburb of Atlanta, it's going to take about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to West Georgia and then come back to our own houses. So we were debated, and I think we're pretty much set on a plan to buy our own place or rent our own place nearby the college and in the city. And there's going to be a lot of cool stuff about that because not only will it be me and him, but there's a slight possibility Michael may join us as well. And it'll be the three of us, and we'll have our own place, and we can work on our own cars. And the coolest part about that all is we can be as loud as we want because Carroll County, where the University of West Georgia is located.
Dude, Michael's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, Michael's gonna go nuts. He's gonna go nuts.
He's gonna do so many sex noises.
So, in Carroll County, which is where the college is located, there are no emission laws. Carroll County is emissionless. There are no emissions testing required. You literally just go to the DMV, get a tag, and you're set. So our plan. Well, not mine, but him and Michael are going to run open headers on their cars as soon as we get over there.
No, that was just a joke. I didn't buy a $2,000 exhaust to go open headers.
Well, I mean, not literally open headers, but losing the high flow.
Yeah, well, especially when, never mind, I'm not going to say that. Never mind, continue on.
But Michael's been joking around for months about getting his cats drilled out completely. So now that'll be his chance because he don't have to worry about emissions anymore. So... that's kind of something we're looking into. Like I said, right now, we're pretty much certain it's going to be us two for sure. But Michael may join us as well in that, which
Michael's
would be awesome.
Talked about joining us for sure.
Yeah.
He said...
Michael doesn't want to get too far away from his mom, which is understandable because, I mean, it's kind of a sad story, but that's the only parental person he's really had by his side his entire life because his dad lives in Ohio. So he doesn't want to get too far away because, he loves his mom, and I think all three of us love our moms. But with the location of the school being right there, it'll be too much of a hassle, especially for someone like me. I only get 6 miles to the gallon. I'll be filling up every week if I'm coming from here to Carroll County.
Dude,
so it's gonna be a lot better, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome fun. And it'll be kind of funny because if any of our cars break down the driveway, we can pull a camera out and record each other and laugh at each other while we do it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if my truck magically loses all of its oil in a really bad oil leak, and I blow it up, he'll be like, "Oh, haha! Jordan's truck blew up in the parking lot or the driveway of the house."
Yeah, so, I'll be able to sit there and make fun of him for it, and then help him fix it in the end,
And then his rear end will go out and be like, "Oh, look, Cason lost his rear end."
I'm just gonna be cruising down the road,
and it's like ting 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 ting, and it'll just be like, "Oh crap!"
Man, the axle.
And Michael, we can make fun of his O2 extensions always falling out on his blown cats.
Dude, yeah, that's funny.
But anyway, guys, that does it for this video. Like I said, I'm sorry it was kind of bad, but. My computer's broken. I'm working on it, so I uploaded this straight off my phone.
Be happy he hasn't forgotten about y'all.
Yeah, unedited, completely raw. You're welcome. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.
So video?